first off, just congratulations on this film. I loved every minute of it. I thought it was unapologetically feminist, which I love. And Iliza, thank you for sharing your mostly true story with us.
Thank you for watching and liking it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so this first question is for everyone. How is Good on Paper serve as a reminder for women to stop apologizing for our strengths?
Oh, I love that question. Kimmy, do you want to go? I don't know who goes first.
Oh, you go first, Iliza.
I was very cognizant when writing this character, to make sure that there were vulnerabilities, but not water her down too much. It was important that she be a stand-up because for so many years I was told you can't do stand-up in a movie or on TV. And now look at all the shows. And it was important to relay her strengths, but she's actually quite normal. She is actually more like most women than rom-coms give us credit for. She paid her way through life. She works at her career. Sure, she might date the wrong guys, but that's her path to take, and she shouldn't be judged for it or swayed either way by somebody who has malintent. So it was vulnerable and offering her up to the world to say, I'm not apologizing. She's not a wilted lily. She's just a girl making her way in the world, and she's actually more like most women than we give it credit for.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would add that, also she, a lot of this movie is about perception and how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive each other, where we think the grass is always greener, and these faults it's fun to see a woman who has faults and is funny and is strong and does the work and like Iliza said, doesn't apologize for it. And I think a lot of women, smart, funny, awesome women, have been in these situations where they make decisions and mistakes. And I think that there's usually only one side of the story, and this kind of goes deeper and explores how does one get the way in, and then how do they get out of it. And I love that these characters made a huge fucking mess of everything.
Yeah, but we always doubt ourselves so much, and so sometimes we get in these situations because we think, could we be right? We doubt our own instincts, and we doubt our own gut all the time. And so this is really kind of another situation where a really smart person is put into kind of a terrible situation because of self-doubt.
Oh my God, yes, it's so relatable. And I feel like sometimes as women, I think our intuition is our superpower, but it's often by men made to feel like a flaw that needs to be fixed. And I feel like this film really highlights that, and it was so relatable. Another question for everyone. What is the number one red flag that y'all look out for when embarking on a new relationship, either platonic or romantic?
I can tell you just within the context of this film, because I get that question a lot. I'm not someone who looks out for red flags. I prefer to be someone that trusts that when you tell me you have a job and went to a school and live somewhere, that I believe those things. And that's what's so weird about the story it's not like he said, I'm the king of France and I have a fleet of yachts. He lied about things that nobody should suspect that you're lying about. So I always prefer to be that kind of honest person who believes people. That's the way to go through life.
But I think that something is like a red flag if they want to share everything that they do on social media. That to me is very weird.
Especially for a guy.
Yeah, for a guy to put his sort of public life first is very suspect.
Oh, I agree. It's such a turnoff too, I think.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so weird.
For me, I guess it's just wallet chains,
Yeah, always. Oh yeah, leather wrist cups. Attach the wallet chain.
Cargo pants and a wallet chain. I'm out. Sorry.
So no lesbians.
But on a woman, it's super hot.
Yeah, Margaret.
I like it on a lady. Yeah, for sure.
All right, no judgment.
So much judgment.
Yeah,
so much judgment. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the collaboration between Kimmy and Iliza. Obviously, this is a personal story of yours, and why? I mean, it seems like an obvious choice, but it's not always the case. Why it was important for this story to be told also through the lens of a female filmmaker.
You know, my answer to that is even better than saying we needed a girl. I'm a true feminist in that I really think the best person gets the job. And in this case, it was she was Kimmy Gatewood. Kimmy showed up the most enthusiastic, the most prepared, which is something I always value. And her view of this film aligned with mine. You know, this was a true story. So she really respected and honored parts of it that were important to me, but brought so many great ideas. And because I trusted her, the collaboration for me was easy to like take her note and trust, like, you know, that makes sense. And so I enjoyed going back and forth with her. She got this gig because she was the best one for it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Iliza.
Kimmy's like, it's true. I was the best.
No.
I have it.
I'll take it to my grave. You know, and also as a female filmmaker, I made sure that there were male butts in there. So that was
She did. It was her, like, I sleep with this guy and he gets up, she's like, his butt should be naked. And I remember you saying, like, women always have to be partially naked. I don't want it to be you. I want it, like, let's objectify him. And he was fine. I was fine with it. That was like a Kimmy Gatewood touch.
Oh my gosh, I hate it when people say, well, like, why do you want men objectified if you don't want to be objectified? I'm like, we've been objectified for years. We want
Also, it's not objectifying if he says yes. Like, he works, like, he loved it.
Yeah.
We just forced him to
the
do it.
attention.
Yeah.
But I appreciated those butts, so thank you. Always very appreciate it. Well, Iliza, we know what your fuck you billboard would say, but Kimmy and Margaret, what are your fuck you billboards?
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about it. I think it's just my face, just a big face, just no project, no words, just face.
No words,
In
just
your face.
In your
face.
Right mean.
if I get like driving down Sunset and I see your face on a billboard, I'm gonna be like, that's her fuck
That's
you.
it.
Yeah.
It's up there now. There's like a Asian pride one and it's just you.
And it's just face. No project, just face.
I love it. Kimmy, what about yours?
Well, I had my boss tell me once an improv show that he's like, well, you know, if you were a man, I'd probably fire you, but you know, we need a woman here. So I would just have a big billboard of my tits saying I'm a woman. Fuck you.
I love it. I can't wait to see these.
They're never coming out. That's never happening.
What do you mean?
She has a family. Like, she has other people. Or do it.
No, I'm honestly showing off for Iliza and Margaret right now. I would never show my boobs to anyone ever.
The fuck you is the paycheck. The fuck you is getting to keep creating stuff while others.
That's absolutely true.
Oh my goodness. But last but not least, first off, this has been lovely and so much fun. And this is to all of you brilliant comedic geniuses. Why is it important to use comedy as a device to educate audiences about the double standards that women deal with every day in the dating world and beyond?
I can just say that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So it's a lot easier for people to look at themselves and look at flaws if you're making them laugh. And comedy is vulnerability, and vulnerability is relatability. So we want to see ourselves and laugh at ourselves. We don't want to be mad at ourselves. So I think that's the rule for comedy.
Yeah, and it cuts to the truth of the matter more quickly. I think you can get through a lot of bias and a lot of shame with a joke, and it really helps. So yeah, I think it's really important to be able to laugh at all this stuff.
Yeah, there's something more satisfying than making somebody laugh and then making them think. So I hope there's a lot of fun discussions about, you know, who they related to the most, who they thought was right, when they thought, you know, she should have seen him, and like, you know, the blame game goes long, but if we're actually having conversation with each other, then, you know, I think we've really made them laugh and made them think and maybe cry.
Maybe we did our job. Yeah, I agree with that.
Life. And I also have to say that one of my favorite scenes was I say fight because between Margot and Andrea on the street right before the like kidnapping happens. But I have to say, and this is you know, a nod to the writing, I love how you didn't make it a big blowout fight. That
Thank you.
where then there's like a montage of y'all like crying for 20 days. You figured it out. You listened to each other. You trusted each other. Your characters trusted each other. And that to me was such a fantastic moment between two female best friends on screen. That was so refreshing. So thank you.
I thank you so much for mentioning that, because I know when we were making this, like, we didn't want to have that montage and we don't want to drag it out. And the truth is, you're gonna arrive at the conclusion that Margot was right. So may as well cut it down in that sentence and immediately just be like, please don't go. Like, why not? Since we know that's gonna happen, why not have it within that 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Why bore people? So thank you for noticing that.
So yeah, it was awesome. Awesomely authentic. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely rest of your day. Congratulations on the film again. This was such a joy.
Thanks, Meg.
Thanks,
for the great
Meg.
interview.
Thank you.
Yeah.